So let's just say I'm 24 years old. I'm just recently started to make some adult money. I know I can swing a GT500. I could get a good loan on it. I want a GT500. In fact, there's some rumors that the 2022 model year is going to have some cool colors. One of them being Eruption Green. Imagine that with painted white stripes, carbon fiber pack. Ooh, I'm a buyer. Let's go ahead and call a dealership. Why does it feel like I'm prank calling someone? All right, we're going to call, in case you guys didn't know, I'm North Austin. So let's call Covert Ford in Austin, Texas.
For sales, press 1. For Ford service, press 2. Thank you for calling Covert Ford. This is Maria. How may I help you?
Hi there. I'm trying to talk to someone about ordering in like a 2022 car.
Okay, what kind of car?
I'm hoping to get a GT500.
Okay, perfect. I actually just sold one.
Okay.
Oh, not the GT500, but the GT, so.
Okay.
Have you already built one on the Ford.com site?
Yeah, I mean, I've messed with it. I'm not like totally hell-bent on a particular color. There are a couple options I'm really wanting. One of them just kind of being the like a painted stripe option. But one option I really would like as well is the carbon fiber track pack with the wing and the carbon fiber wheels.
I can go over the order over the phone with you right now, or you can send it to my email. And then all I would do is submit it to Ford. I would take a $500 deposit, and then you would just wait for your vehicle to arrive. Is there any deal breaker like colors, just in case I do get to reach out?
Not necessarily. I guess the main question I have is like, given like right now where we're at with the market, I've heard some dealerships trying to be egregious with a certain price. The way I configured it, I have to double check. I believe it was like $106,000 and change. That's obviously what I'd like to pay.
The GT500, I believe, was like the last one we had. I believe that we sold it for 10 or 15 over. But when you order, as of right now, our dealership currently isn't taking an over market or over sticker for any order units. So whenever you're ready, just email me your build and your ID, and then I can call you to take the $500 deposit if you'd like.
Perfect. That sounds like a plan.
All right, sounds good.
Great. Thank you so much.
A few moments later.
So I'm asking kind of people to just kind of start thinking about what can they go for? What is the market value? What are people valuing at in the market? You know, not just the
I guess
arbitrary number.
I see what you mean, and I guess that's why I really want to pay MSRP, because the second I drive a car that I pay 20 over MSRP for off the lot, I'm not getting that 20 grand back. Instead of losing 5 grand the moment I drive off the lot, I'm out 25 grand. So I guess I'm trying to minimize that. Anyway.
All right. Well, I'll keep in touch with you. Okay, Brandon?
Great. Thank you so much.
All right, you got it.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, you caught the tail end of that call, but yeah. So Covert Ford called me a little bit later and said, sorry, we misspoke. It's actually going to have to be 20,000 over sticker as soon as it lands. So we're going to go from a different approach. How about a local dealership who's got a car on the lot as it sits? So we're going to go ahead and call Leaf Johnson Ford. They've got this guy here, and they've had this one for a while. Painted white stripes on the orange carbon fiber track pack. It certainly has got the options, and call for price. You know what that means. So, I mean, they've had this one for some time, so this is going to be interesting.
Good afternoon, Leaf Johnson Ford. This is Tom.
Hi there. I saw a car on the website. Just want to confirm availability.
Which one were you looking at?
It's a orange with white stripe GT500.
I know they were looking at it. Let me make sure that it's available, and I'll give you a shout right back.
Okay.
You want to give me a name and a number real quick?
I'm just kind of trying to call around different dealerships. I'm just keep leaving names and numbers and emails. I'd just like to get a quick answer to see if it's available.
I know there was somebody working a deal, and that's why I was saying.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's on the reason.
Okay, well, I could just check back up in a couple days.
Pardon me?
Well, no worries. If the deal's going through, then great. If not, I can just check back in a couple days.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Thank you.
Sure. You have a great day.
You as well. But that's just what they always say. They say, well, we currently have a deal possibly going through. Yeah, that car's not having a deal go through. So when I said, oh, pardon me, let me get out of the way. Oh, sure. So you saw his demeanor kind of change there. GT500, different approach because they actually listed the price at $156,000 for a white with blue stripe, 2020. So clearly it's been sitting on the lot for a while. Casa Ford in El Paso. Let's give them a call here and see if they want to sell a GT500 for sticker. I'd be the best negotiator ever.
To serve you better, this call may be recorded for training and quality purposes.
Oh, believe me, it is.
Thank you for calling Casa Ford Lincoln, home of the nice guys. Please choose one of the following options. For sales, press 1. For service, press 2.
See how nice they are.
For part...
All right, they just straight up spoke a little Spanish and then hung up on me. I think you guys get the idea. Let's say I'm all enthusiastic about the new C8 Z06. I want to order one. All right, local Chevy dealership.
Don Hewlett Chevrolet, Ronnie, may I help?
Hi there. Yeah, I'm just trying to see what the process would be in trying to order a C8 Z06.
You can't order a Z06, sir.
Okay.
They will not be probably an order open up. It'll probably be where... I don't know how they're going to do it, sir.
Okay, no worries. I just figured I'd
They
call.
might say we only get one. Yeah, they might say we only get 2 allocations.
Okay.
I don't know how many we're going to get.
No worries. I appreciate it.
I'll let you know if we get some.
Great, thank you.
Our Nation, this is... May I help you?
Hey there. I'm trying to see what the process would be like on hopefully placing an order on a C8 Z06.
Did you order one?
No, I'm trying to place an order on one.
Oh, you go to Chevrolet.com and build one?
All right, great. Now I have all these automatic texts coming in about ordering GT500s and Z06s. Hey, what's going on, guys? Brandon here with Texas Revving with a little bit of a different video format than usual. Probably not as fun, but certainly important, I believe. And the more this topic gets discussed, hopefully the sooner there'll be some form of a solution, which I have a couple of my own, so I'll save that for the end of the video. But certainly I want to give credit to 2 creators out there that made a video on similar context here. One of them being Donut Media. I think they made a video titled something like "Dealerships Are Insane." And then a couple weeks ago, Speed Phenom, I hope I pronounced that right, he made a video with a similar tone as well. So yes, you could probably assume we're going to be talking about dealership markups, and you're right, but it goes way beyond that in my opinion. Just as much as the dealership markups are kind of egregious and shouldn't be there, what I really don't like is really the disconnection between the manufacturer and the dealership, to where it seems like the manufacturers know what's going on, they kind of issue some warnings, but they kind of just turn the shoulder and just keep on making cars. When they pitch these cars, actually recently the Bronco Raptor, they pitch it and it's very enthusiastic. It gets us, the enthusiast, wanting to spend all our money. When I'm watching a video with Jay Leno on Jay Leno's Garage talking with the Ford Performance guy, they're talking about the GT500 and how it's great value. Yeah, it is, but then just try to buy a GT500 from a dealership and you're gridlocked because that's your only option. A lot of people's solution is to just everyone hold hands, sing Kumbaya, and don't pay over sticker. Well, if that goes on long enough and the dealerships feel it and they start dropping the price down to sticker, Kumbaya is over. It's a feeding frenzy and we're after each other's throats to get that car for sticker. So that's not a good solution. Where my problem really lies is not the consumer paying that markup. It's not even so much on the dealership doing the markup. The problem for me is the manufacturer really not acknowledging it. And so when you see videos of the C8 Z06, when I'm watching the videos and they fly out all of these content creators and influencers, again, I'm not even ragging on them. They're asking all these great questions about the car, especially Speed Phenom. Again, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. He was asking these really great mechanical questions. The one question I wish someone asked, and it would have been the really heavy-hitting question, is you ask someone from Chevy while it's there, while everyone's excited, you say, well, how do you buy one? They'll probably just get shocked and go, what do you mean? I don't know. Go to the dealership. They'll pitch the car, they'll do the really exciting video announcing the car's reveal, they'll mention the price, and it's gonna go and on to the next one, and they'll go innovate something else that's cool that's gonna be a feeding frenzy to get their hands on. And on one hand, these manufacturers are looking after the enthusiast for what they want by producing such awesome cars. We know the 2022 or 23 Raptor R will be coming out sooner than later, and I believe it's gonna have a GT500 engine, and it's gonna be a Raptor. So good on them for looking after the consumers for making the product, but then they forget about the consumer when it comes to actually acquiring it. And that's where it starts to weigh heavy and starts to make people question why they're enthusiastic and loyal to a certain brand in the first place. I mean, just a matter of a few years ago, there was a time you could have walked into a Dodge dealership and right away they'd give you the free popcorn. If you even considered buying a Dodge Viper, they'd give you the whole popcorn machine and a few grand incentives. So the question becomes, what's the point of the dealership? I know that sounds kind of crazy, but Fact is, if we talked about Ford, here I am in Central Texas, I want to buy a Ford that's built in Detroit. Yeah, dealerships make sense. You have the local support, both in how the sale happens. They want to make the sales process hopefully a pleasurable experience, as well as any questions you may have between servicing, parts availability. You'd like to have a place within 20, 30 minutes away. That's the point of a dealership. You would also hope that the dealership's responsibility is to protect you and not scalpel, because they are the only option for the consumer. Like I said, you're gridlocked as a consumer. You have to go to a dealership, and every dealership wants to scalpel and upcharge with their market adjustments. It gets kind of annoying. So you would hope, okay, the sales side sucks. Maybe the servicing is great, but the servicing sucks. Again, not trying to speak for all dealerships, but man, I could just speak on my own behalf here. I won't bore you with a very long story about what happened with my 2014 GT500. I'll give you the really quick, short version of it, but I made a long video regarding it as well. About a 2014 GT500, it had a warranty when I bought it. Thankfully, it was 90 days. The transmission was bad. It needed to get swapped. I brought it to the Ford dealership, said, hey, can you diagnose the transmission? I think I need a new transmission. The car sat there, didn't move at all, literally the same parking spot for 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, they call me and say, hey, your car's ready to get picked up. We can't duplicate the problem. So I go there, and they wouldn't hand me the keys back to my own car unless I paid a near $500 diagnostics fee. So $500 later, I get back in my car, and then again, it grinds the heck out of first and reverse, and so the transmission's still bad. I tell them to come out, take a look at it. They finally did and said, oh yeah, I guess we didn't see that. And they eventually replaced the transmission, and that was a $7,000 expense that I didn't have to do because it was under warranty. But imagine if that didn't happen, if I caught it too late. Servicing is not good. Just for an oil change, I'm having to wait 4 hours, so you have to drop it off for the entire day. They don't have loaners for you. Servicing sucks. I could go on and on. And so again, what's the point? I'd rather just buy a car direct from Ford, have them ship it to me, and I'll just go to Joe Schmo's mom and pop shop, and they'll probably do better for servicing at the moment. And that's just kind of the state of it. And I think the solution, if it's truly just a waiting game, if I could just give a little deposit just to show I'm serious, and then I pay the rest when the car arrives, even if it takes a year, 2 years, 3 years. Another form, of course, this one has a little bit more bias, and this is something you see in higher end brands like Porsche or something like that. But if there's brand loyalty to the customer, I think there should be loyalty that dealership or manufacturer shows back to that customer. So if I have these Fords that I have, I've never sold a Ford in my life. I always held on to them. A little bit of favoritism wouldn't be bad. So I think that would be kind of cool if I could get allocated something based off of my previous purchases and all that stuff. But then again, to be fair, for the guy who's never had a Ford and only recently Ford produced something that he's really enthusiastic about, whether it's a GT500 or the upcoming Raptor R, now they made the switch from Chevy or Dodge or whatever. Now they're a Ford person. And this is their first Ford, they should certainly be given the opportunity to buy that Ford they're wanting as well. And I think a waiting list is fine as well. But rather just charging the premium and paying it, I'd like to see that end. And I think it really happens when manufacturers themselves just straight up don't allow it to happen. Strike one, all the way to strike three, all right, no more specialty car allocations for you. I mean, I'm hearing that they're trying to upcharge Lightnings, not the cool one, not the SVT from years back. I'm talking about the new F-150 Lightning. That's the one that struck a nerve with Ford, apparently, because they need that truck to sell well with an F-150, and they're not going to sell well with markup. So they're cracking down on that one more. I just want them to crack down on all of it. This isn't Ford specifically. I'm saying Ford because I'm a Ford guy and I'm trying to buy Fords. And I think the more people talk about this, rather than just the glory of the cars are great, they drive great, people make outstanding reviews on the car. I don't expect Doug DeMuro halfway through a review on the new C8 Z06 to say, the only problem is you can't buy one for MSRP. It's just not something people talk about, and I wish it was, because that's really the grounded way of buying the car. What can we do? How do we buy the car? That's a genuine question to ask, and it's proven to be more difficult as of late. But even though we're in this 2022, crazy era, this has always been the case for the specialty cars, and I'd really like to see that remedied. You could say it's supply and demand all day long. The fact of the matter is the supply is there. Like I said, the orange one at the dealership, the GT500's been there. The demand to pay that much over sticker is not there. Dealerships don't want this to end. They have no incentive to start charging MSRP and not scalpeling. Dealerships don't want it to go back to normal, and that's the fact. So if the manufacturers can crack down, I think everyone will be better for it, including the dealers and the manufacturers, because otherwise it's going to run out enthusiasts. If they keep it up and Chevy corrects their way, I'll probably just be a Corvette fanboy. Whereas if Ford gets on this early and stops it early, they'll probably get some people to transition over to the Ford side of things. So more manufacturers, I think, should crack down telling their dealerships not to do this overscaling thing. And the solution is just join a long wait list or some, brand favoritism. Maybe I'm biased. Anyway, a little bit of a rant, a little bit of solutions as well. Hopefully it's not all negative, but I think a change is coming hopefully soon. And like I said, I think everyone will be better for it. But it certainly starts when we talk about it. But hey, nonetheless, this has always been a first world problem. So there's worse things in the world. I wanted to get on video and talk about it nonetheless, though. That does it for this one. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.